Today we are going to see De Moivre's theorem and its applications. Okay, you see the statement of the De Moivre's theorem. Given any complex number cos theta plus I sin theta and any integer n, cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power n can be written as cos n theta plus I sin n theta. The power n can be applied inside cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So see the corollary. First one, cos theta minus I sin theta the whole power n can be written as cos n theta minus I sin n theta. So in between, if you have minus, you can apply the De Moivre's theorem. Cos theta plus I sin theta the whole power minus n. The power is in minus. We can apply De Moivre's theorem. Cos n theta minus I sin n theta. You see that in the middle also minus, the power also minus. We can apply De Moivre's theorem. So cos theta minus I sin theta the whole power minus n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Okay, you look at the fourth one. Here, so the remaining terms, you are having first real part is cos theta. Here, real part is sin theta. Okay, sin theta plus I cos theta the whole power n. What do you have to do? First, you have to take I from this term. Okay, if I is taken out, you have to take along with the power. So, how I have written I power n. Okay, so from this term I is taken out. Now what is remaining here? It is cos theta. Here you don't have I, so you have to divide it by I, that is 1 by I. 1 by I can be written as minus I. So here this term will become minus I sin theta the whole power n. Okay, so you can't apply De Moivre's theorem directly because the real part should be cos theta. Here you are having sin theta. So from this term you have to take I out. While you are taking I, you have to take along with the power. Okay, so this term will become cos theta and this term is minus I sin theta the whole power n. So it looks like the first corollary. So we can apply the De Moivre's theorem. Okay, ma. So see now the problems involving De Moivre's theorem. Exercise 2.8 for second problem. Show that root 3 by 2 plus I by 2 the whole power 5 plus root 3 by 2 minus I by 2 the whole power 5, which is equal to minus root 3. Okay, so first I'll consider it is in the rectangular form. So if you want to apply the power, it is better to change in polar form. So I am going for the polar form. So polar form, how it will be? R into cos theta plus I sin theta. How to find R? Using the formula square root of real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. So here it is 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4. While you are taking LCM, it is 4 by 4, that is equal to 1. So next you have to find alpha using the formula tan inverse of modulus of y by x, that is imaginary part by real part. What is the imaginary part here? It is 1 by 2. What is the real part? Root 3 by 2. So 2 getting cancelled, your answer is 1 by root 3. In the place of 1 by root 3, I have written tan pi by 4, tan 30 degree. So your alpha is equal to pi by 6. Next step, what you have to do? You have to see the complex number where it lies. So see that real part, that is x is positive and y also positive. So it lies in the first quadrant. If it is in the first quadrant, your theta is equal to alpha. So your alpha is pi by 6. So theta also pi by 6. So you consider this complex number which is equal to, what is your R? R is 1. So 1 into cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6. So here you see the first term, this term, the whole power 5. So what you have to do? So root 3 by 2 plus I by 2 the whole power 5. Okay, so the power is 5. So cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6 the whole power 5. So 5 is a positive integer. So in the real part also it is cos. So we can apply the De Moivre's theorem. So how it looks like? Cos of 5 pi by 6 plus I sin 5 pi by 6. So I have found the first term. So next I have to go for the second term. So see that what's the difference between the first and the second term? Here you are having plus I by 2. Here you are having minus I by 2. So for that, so replacing I by minus I in this term. So in the left side, if you replace I by minus I, you will get this term. Here also it will come cos 5 pi by 6 minus I sin pi by 5 pi by 6. Okay, so what's the question? The question, you have to add these two terms. So look at this. The first term answer is here. The second term answer is here. So we have to add both the terms. So while you are adding, you look there. Plus I sin 5 pi by 6. So minus I sin 5 pi by 6 getting cancelled. So while you are adding these two, you will get 2 cos 5 pi by 6. Okay, so it is nothing but 5 into 30 degree, that is 150. 150 degree can be written as 180 degree minus 30 degree. So that's why I have written pi minus pi by 6. So in which quadrant it lies? It lies in the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, cos is negative. So I have written minus. So 180 degree is an even multiple of 90 degree. If it is an even multiple of 90 degree, you need not change anything. You have to write the function as it is. So minus cos pi by 6. What is cos 30 degree? Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. So your answer is minus root 3 by 2. So 2 getting cancelled. Your answer is minus root 3. We have proved the second problem. Okay, so we'll come to the third problem. Find the value of, find the value of 1 plus sine pi by 10 plus I cos pi by 10 divided by 1 plus sine pi by 10 minus I cos pi by 10 the whole power 10. Okay, so first this term sin pi by 10 plus I cos pi by 10, I am going to take it as Z. Okay, so see that what is modulus of Z? Modulus of Z is nothing but square root of real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. So sin squared pi by 10 plus cos squared pi by 10, that is equal to 1. So here you are getting modulus of Z is equal to 1. So squaring on both the sides, modulus of Z squared is equal to 1. What is modulus of Z squared? It is Z bar. Okay, Z bar is equal to 1. But what is Z bar? Z bar is equal to 1 by Z. Okay, so Z is this now. What is the reciprocation? It is nothing but Z bar. What is Z bar? Z bar is nothing but the conjugate of Z. So we have to write the conjugate of this term. So conjugate means you have to replace I by minus I. Okay, so if it is, this is Z, this term is Z, this will become 1 by Z. What is 1 by Z here in this problem? It is Z bar. Okay, so 1 by Z is equal to sin pi by 10 minus I cos pi by 10. You consider the whole term. So 1 plus, can you say what it is? It is nothing but Z. Okay, divided by 1 plus, what is this? This is nothing but 1 by Z, the whole power 10. So you have to take LCM. So you have to take LCM in the denominator. What will be the LCM? Z. Okay, so when you cross multiply, it is Z plus 1. So Z plus 1 or 1 plus Z, both are same, divided by Z. So this 1 plus Z and the denominator 1 plus Z getting cancelled. This Z where it is in the denominator of the denominator. So it will go to the numerator. So it is Z power 10. Okay, what is Z? Z is nothing but sin pi by 10 plus I cos pi by 10. So I have written here the whole power 10. So you can apply De Moivre's theorem. Look at this. It is first term, the real part, how it is? It is in terms of sine. It is in terms of sine. But what you have to do? You have to take I out. while you are taking I out, you have to take along with the power. So I have taken I power 10. So this term cos pi by 10. So here you don't have I, so you have to divide it by I. That instead of writing 1 by I, you can write minus I sin pi by 10, the whole power 10. So look at this, it is I power 10. The power of I while you are learning, so it can be written as I power 8 into I squared. Okay, so you have to apply the De Moivre's theorem inside. About the 10 will come here, this 10 and this 10 getting cancelled. So here you are having cos pi. The same way here I sin pi. Okay, so I power 8 is 1, I squared is minus 1. What is the value of cos pi? Cos pi is minus 1. What is the value of sin pi? It is 0. So you are getting the answer minus 1 into minus 1, that is equal to 1. So the value of this question is equal to 1. Okay, we'll go to the next problem. So fourth one, it is 2 cos alpha. The 2 cos alpha is equal to x plus 1 by x and 2 cos beta is equal to y plus 1 by y. You look at the terms. Here you are having alpha, here you are having beta. So on the right side you are having x, here you are having y. You have to prove how many results? 4 results you have to prove. Okay, so we'll see the solution first. First I am going to consider 2 cos alpha is equal to x plus 1 by x. Okay, you are going to take LCM. What is the LCM? X. So it will become x squared plus 1 by x. So this x, when you take it to the left side, it is 2 cos alpha into x. Okay, so this 2 cos alpha into x, so you bring it to the right side. So you are getting here x squared minus 2 cos alpha x plus 1 is equal to 0. You are getting a quadratic equation in x. So you have to find the solution. So using the formula minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, here your a is 1. What is your b? Minus 2 cos alpha. What is your c? C is equal to 1. So here minus, here already there. What is your b? Minus 2 cos alpha. So minus 2 cos alpha plus or minus square root of b squared minus 2 cos alpha the whole square. So what will come? 4 cos squared alpha minus 4 into a also 1, c also 1. So 4 into 1 into 1 divided by 2. So minus into minus plus 2 cos alpha plus or minus square root of 4 cos squared alpha minus 4. From these two terms, what is common? 4 is common. It is taken out. What is it? Is cos squared alpha minus 1. Okay, cos squared alpha minus 1 is nothing but minus sin squared alpha. Okay, so see that square root of minus sin squared alpha you are getting. So square root of minus 1 is nothing but I. Okay, and sin squared alpha, square root of sin squared alpha is sin alpha, and square root of 4 is equal to 2. So look at that, you are getting from this term 2 cos alpha plus or minus 2 into, what is square root of minus sin squared alpha? It is I sin alpha divided by 2. Okay, so from this term numerator, what is common? 2. It is cancelled with the denominator 2. So you are getting x is equal to cos alpha plus or minus I sin alpha. Okay, similarly you consider the second result. What is given? 2 cos beta is equal to y plus 1 by y. So already I compared. What is the difference here? Alpha, here you are having beta. In the place of x, here you are having y. So the same way, if you simplify, you will get, instead of x, you will get y is equal to cos beta plus or minus I sin beta. So from the quadratic equation, you are getting x and y terms. Okay, here there are 2x and there are 2y terms. So here I am going to consider the positive terms alone. We can do using negative also. So I will consider the positive term. So x is equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha and y is equal to cos beta plus I sin beta. Okay, so you see the result. What is the result you have to prove in the question? First subdivision, x by y plus y by x is equal to 2 cos alpha minus beta. So first I'll consider the left side of first term. What is it? X by y. So see now, x by y. Okay, so it is x term I have written, y term I have written. Okay, yesterday we have seen the properties of polar form. Okay, have you remembered the properties of polar form? So see that cos theta plus I sin theta, and here also cos theta plus I sin theta. If they are in division, what you have to do? You have to subtract the angle. So your answer is cos of alpha minus beta plus I sin of alpha minus beta. So see the next one. In the question, x by y I have completed. X by y I have completed. Next I have to take y by x. So y by x is nothing but it's a reciprocal of x by y. 1 by x by y. How to find the reciprocal? How to find? Now what you have to do? You have to replace I by minus I. Okay ma? So it is z. Z is this now. 1 by z is equal to z bar. So what you have to do? You have to replace I by minus I. Okay ma? Replace I by minus I while you are taking reciprocal. Okay, so it is equal to cos of alpha minus beta minus I sin of alpha minus beta. So what is the question is asked? You have to add these two terms. You have to add these two terms. So you are going for x by y plus y by x. So while you are adding these two terms, this plus I sin alpha minus beta and minus I sin alpha minus beta getting cancelled. How many cos terms you are having? 2 cos alpha minus beta. So we have proved the first subdivision. Okay ma'am. So we will come to the second one. Second one, what is given? Xy minus 1 by xy is equal to 2I sin of alpha plus beta. This is the result we have to prove. So consider the first term. What is it? Xy. So xy. So x is cos alpha plus I sin alpha. Y is cos beta plus I sin beta. So how to multiply these two terms? The previous subdivision we have divided. So we subtract the angle. Here you have to do the multiplication. You have to take the product. You have to add the angles. So it is cos of alpha plus beta plus I sin of alpha plus beta. So in the second subdivision, what is the next term? 1 by xy. 1 by xy is the reciprocal of xy. Reciprocal, what you have to do? You have to replace I by minus I. So you are getting this term. So both has to be, you see that question la second subdivision, what do we have to prove? Xy minus 1 by xy. Okay, so xy minus 1 by xy. So you have to subtract it. Cos of alpha plus beta plus I sin of alpha plus beta. From that you have to subtract these two terms. This will become minus and this will become plus. Okay, cos alpha plus beta minus cos alpha plus beta getting cancel. So you have to add these two terms. It is, your answer is 2I sin of alpha plus beta. Okay, come to the third subdivision. It is given x power m by y power n minus y power n by x power m. So first you consider this term, x power m by y power n. Before moving to that, first you need what is x power m. So x already we have found, it is cos alpha plus I sin alpha. So you have to apply m. Okay, according to De Morgan's theorem, the power can be applied in. So it will become cos m alpha plus I sin m alpha. In the same way, y power n has to be cos n beta plus I sin n beta. So this is the term we have to find. Okay ma. So how they are? They are in division. So while you are dividing, you have to subtract the angles. So it will become cos of m alpha minus n beta plus I sin of m alpha minus n beta. So next you have to find this term, y power n by x power m. It is the reciprocal of this term x power m by y power n, isn't it? So reciprocal means what you have to do? You have to replace I by minus I. So I have done here. So in the question, the third subdivision, in between you are having the subtraction. So we have to do the subtraction. So while you are doing the subtraction, the second term sign has to be changed. So this will become minus, this will become plus. So if it is minus, both getting cancelled. Here you are having plus, so it has to be added. So while you are adding, your answer will become 2i sine of m alpha minus n beta. So we have completed the third subdivision. Come to the fourth one. So you have to prove x power m into y power n plus 1 by x power m into y power n. Consider the first one. What is it? X power m and y power n already we have found. We have to take the product. So while you are taking product, what you have to do? You have to add the angles. So see the angles, m alpha plus n beta plus I sine m alpha plus n beta. So next term what it is? Adoda reciprocal. So reciprocal means what you have to do? You have to replace I by minus I. So what is asked? You have to add these two terms. While you are adding, these two getting cancel because it is in plus, it is in minus. So while you are adding, your answer will become 2 cos m alpha plus n beta. So thank you students.